Now I know this is gonna be a good one. Usually when I tell my wife I'm doing something right, she'll be like, "Oh, okay, that's cool, that's cool." She's like, "Smooth Haynes?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh shit, nigga,
you're a legend."
You're
a legend.
Sometimes I don't even be feeling like it,
I know it, but that's why you have people like us to remind you that you're a legend, dog.
Right. Especially because we come from a little bit younger generation. It's like seeing you is like. Is the OGs of this shit, like doing it before we all even thought about being creatives and shit like that. We was young when your shit first came out.
Yo, man, and they don't even feel like that, man. I still feel young myself.
You look young. You look young.
Thank you, but
you take care of yourself well, my nigga.
I be trying, man. But more importantly, man, it's about the mental state. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you can eat right as you want. You can, exercise. You can work out. But man, if you're not thinking correctly, man, it'll show in your physical, man. So
that's why I tell motherfuckers to ID me. I'm like, yo, you don't see the stress on my face?
Yeah, for real,
stressed out,
man.
bro. This ain't no young look right now, man.
Bro.
This is older.
Absolutely.
Nah, like to me, like to be able to walk like the streets of Blue Hills, Albany, and like you can see you get in there just being a regular ass human, you know?
Right.
That's what makes it that legendary status even more, because it's like. I was doing my research. I was on your page and I seen how you talked about how people are still tagging you in posts from Suck For The Nookie.
Yeah.
I'm reading the comments and here people's like, yo, I'm playing it in DC. I'm over here in this state rocking it. And it's like, yo, Suck For The Nookie's never going to die as a song.
Yeah, I accepted that, man. I love it. Like,
it
keeps me alive as a human. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to do nothing. That's like residual income right there.
Wait, when did you start rapping? Let's say
go ahead, start it off because I'm going to introduce this.
I'm going to start with some generic.
Alright, so I started rapping a long time ago. I would say back in like 97. My sister brought in Mace's Harlem World album.
Oh, word, okay.
And I listened to that joint back to back. And I said, yo, this is what I want to do. My favorite song as of right now is that niggas wanna act. You know what I'm saying? If niggas wanna act, we can act. That used to be my joint right there. But that right there, I said, nah, this is what I want to do. And I was around 11 years old. Mm-hmm. That's when I started practicing my craft. You know what I'm saying?
So would you say you're a student of hip hop?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like even to this day, like. I still go back into the crates. I go back into the old discographies of some of the greatest, and I just, take notes, man. And I figure out things that I could use
today.
Yeah, today. Yeah, and I'm a student first.
Facts.
Before I'm an artist, like I'm a fan. I'm not only a fan, but I'm studious. Like I'm listening to rap constantly. I'm watching interviews of legendary artists, newer artists. Like I got this saying, man. I learn from every single artist that I come across, whether he whack, fire, whatever you want to call. I take something from that artist. Either I could use it or I see something that I'm like, nah, I can't use that. You know what I'm saying? But every artist that comes by me, I'm a student of, and I submit to them. You know what I'm saying?
Fact. So, with that being said, damn, what was I about to say again? Say something, Clover.
I was about to say, do you just primarily listen to hip hop, or do you expand your genres?
Primarily, I listen to hip hop, but sometimes, I venture out to other genres just in case, you know what I'm saying, I want to use some samples or
you
something.
You ever sat back and listen to Otis Reddings?
To who?
Otis Reddings.
No, I gotta check. Is that the brother from
they did what's that song Jay-Z and what's the name?
Oh yeah. The brother from the Temptation. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Man, I tell you,
I grew up on that.
Back and listen, I ain't gonna hold you. Listen to your music.
Yeah.
I feel that same way.
Right. Yo.
I feel that way.
Those samples, man. You want to give that good because back then they was smooth.
Soul, though.
Right. And brothers were smooth back then, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They had heart in their shit.
Niggas wore suits everywhere.
They wore suits. They shaved every day. Like, it was just a different era back then. You know what I'm saying?
Presentation of self meant a whole different thing to them back then.
Right. And not only do I want that sound, man, I want that spirit in my music, man.
Do you feel like you're a prime example of what genuine hip hop is today, or what people expect from genuine hip hop? Like, when old heads like. You hear like the Joe Buttons and all that, and they complain. Do you feel like you're a good example of what they feel like is missing from the game?
I would say I'm a good representation of the older generation, you know, guys our age and a little older than me, because, you know, I'm 35, but even before those guys came out, the era before them, they didn't like what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? And the era before those guys didn't like what they were doing.
Exactly.
So, like, right now, like, you know, I came up earlier, like I said, around the Mace era, you know, got into the 50s, the Dipsets, you know, Jay-Z. You know, I was around with Biggie and Pac and all of them, so at the end of the day, I seen my era, but I can respect what this era is about right now. Like, I can't knock that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're doing.
You,
it's not for me personally, but people knocked our era too. So I'll be one. I don't want to sound like one of them better old dudes.
Like
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean,
no, like
you ain't gotta say that. It's all right.
Honestly, this is why I love your music, right? I'm gonna get a lot. Matter of fact, before I even do that, man.
I was about to say, yeah, let's get into it before you do it.
Welcome to the Weed and Whiskey Podcast, man. We have a motherfucking walking legend in this place, yo.
Thank you, man.
This man made the time to come in here, and I'm lost for fucking words. My heartbeat is racing out of excitement right now. I have questions written, and I have so many more on top of my fucking head. This man, like, we talk about who people are meant for the community. This him? Smooth Haynes? Yo, all I gotta say is sucker for the nookie. Yeah, I already know what I'm talking about. She look like Halle, but I treat her like Whoopi. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is, man. This man has been transitioning not only with his music, but as a person. And then he represent that through his music, the way he presents himself. He's somebody that you can look up to. You're somebody you can point to your son for him to look up to. Even to your daughters, because you know he's going to guide them to what a real man and a proper man is supposed to look like. He is a definition of what a classic man is supposed to be. Everything about his personality and how he embodied everything that he preaches is the representation of what a classic man is. And I ain't even going to keep going because I can keep going, man. We have Smooth motherfucking Haynes in the building. Please, thank you. Thank you so fucking much for coming in here. We're honored.
Thank you.
In fact, I gotta say that right. We have the honorable Smooth Haynes.
There we go.
Hey man, thank you for the beautiful intro, man. I'm just a fool though, man.
I'm glad that
make
you said
mistakes,
that.
man.
I'm glad that you said that because I feel like as smarter when you get to a point of intelligence, you realize you're a fool.
Right.
You realize you knew nothing.
I know nothing. I'm still making mistakes every day.
Because you're learning. You only can keep growing no matter what, man.
Most definitely, man. So and I embrace the mistakes too.
Because that's the only way.
Because that's the only way to get better.
That's part of your character, who you are. It makes you who you are.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, speaking on the honorable, I just gotta ask this. This is one of the first questions I wanted to ask. What does the number 7 mean to you?
Number 7 means it represents God in the supreme mathematics. Years ago, you know, I was building with the 5%ers, you know, had the knowledge, the 120. I didn't knowledge it completely, but I was studying that, and just that doctrine, man, that kind of changed my perspective on everything. You know what I'm saying? I just had to totally, you know, look inside of myself and for the answers, you know what I'm saying? And 7 represents God in the supreme mathematics, and what they were saying is that the black man is God, you know what I'm saying?
Right. What about my fault, I ain't even interrupt you, but since you said 7, once he said number 7, I already knew it was gonna be 5%ers.
Yes.
What attracted you about that?
Wait, before we go there, what is the 5%ers?
Yeah, that too. We're gonna break that down.
Yeah, before we go there, explain what the 5%ers is for those who are listening, and then what attracted you towards them.
Okay, well, the 5%, basically, you know, you have 85% of the population who is deaf, dumb, and blind, easily led astray. 10% of the population. Yep. 10% of the population, they have knowledge of who the supreme God is, and they use that information to mislead the 85%. And the 5% are the true and living, you know, the poor righteous teachers, you know. And what attracted me to that doctrine was just to see, you know, brothers, you know, not in suits and ties and everything, but they were in streetwear. You know, some of these brothers might be, you know, rolling up. Some of these brothers might be rolling dice, man. And they're just, you know, they're kicking knowledge at the same time. So
never judge a book by its fucking cover.
Yeah, it was
Lord
like
Jamar.
it was like an oxymoron. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, wow.
And you like that?
I like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It was just attractive to you.
Yeah, it was attractive. Like, and you know, yeah, man, that attracted to me. So I started, you know, building with the gods and, you know, getting, information, and that really helped change who I was. Like before that, man, I was smoking, drinking, I was doing a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? I was fornicating, I wasn't moving correctly, I wasn't thinking correctly, you know what I'm saying?
As well,
yeah, I was overweight. I wasn't reading, I wasn't studying, and that kind of like put me on the right path. Like, so I'm always appreciative. I haven't built with the gods in a while, but I'm always appreciative for that foundation that they set for me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm forever indebted, man. That's why I still talk that talk.
I mean, there was a point where you was only doing God talk.
Right.
Like there was that phase.
yeah. But at times, you evolve.
Of course,
you change into different
You're supposed
things.
to believe in what you learn in that day. You're supposed to believe it. If you don't believe it, then you didn't consume it properly.
Right.
That's a fact.
And then it's tomorrow when you wake up and learn something new, you realize what I knew yesterday that didn't mean shit.
Right. And then even what we meant yesterday did mean something, but it might not, be relevant
picture.
Not only the bigger picture, but whatever you doing today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the knowledge is still there, the information is still there.
It's still something
disposal.
to return. retain. And then you can use it later on in life when it's needed for that.
Absolutely.
Actually, that made it a great point. But I also want to bring some credit to, because we're speaking on the number 7 as well too. You just dropped your album,
yes sir,
Siete Grandes,
yes sir,
on 7/7/22.
Yes sir.
It is Siete Grandes.
Siete Grandes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dropped it on 7/7/22.
Right.
It is your 7th album as well too.
Yep.
So the number 7 just come back full circle.
Right.
Back for you right now.
Right.
So you being on your 7th album and being where you at in your career at 35 right now.
Right.
Are you satisfied with your milestones?
To be honest with you, I'm not satisfied. But I'm not, I'm still ambitious, man. I still want to go. Like I tell people all the time, for me, there is no end goal. Like,
facts.
I'm just in this, man. This is what I do. Like, this is therapeutic for me. I love, this is why it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, this is why I'm still a student of the game. That's why I'm still a fan of the game, because I genuinely love creating something with words, man. That's my raw material. You know what I'm saying? Words. I'm not a painter. Painters, they use colors, but I paint with words. Mm-hmm. So words those are my raw material. So I'm just gonna do that till I expire. Like, I'm not even thinking about it. I might have 50 albums out in a couple years. It don't even matter.
You might be like Jay-Z. You might be like Jay-Z. I'm gonna retire, and then a couple years later you just drop some shit.
But go ahead, bro.
No, my fault.
No, please go ahead.
I was gonna say, so you would do this no matter what? Like, just this writing music is.
Yeah, I never received much bread off this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's not for the money.
Nah, it ain't for the money. Like, I spent a lot more money on marketing and promotion than I made. You know what I'm saying? So
you spent more than you got returned back for you.
So
you still didn't feel no loss in the
not at all. Like, I'm not fazed by it. Like, I get more satisfaction out of the people, responding to my artwork, man.
Honestly,
and I appreciate that.
I could relate to that, because I'm happy for. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm a huge fan.
Appreciate you.
There's times I just go on your page.
Yeah.
I look at the things you say, but more importantly, I look at how people respond.
Right.
To me, that's key,
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the response to what you say. Because you can say something intelligent, you can say something that's mindful, that's something that's progressive, but if it's not presented in a way that make people gravitate towards it, that make people feel empowered about what they're doing, in a sense, it's redundant, especially if you're calling yourself a leader.
Right.
Or you're trying to strive to be a leader.
Right.
So when I see that people gravitate towards your words, I don't know, man. Like, I see the God in you, bro.
Appreciate that,
I truly
man.
do. Like, I know you're being humble, but I truly do, man. The way you carry yourself is extraordinary, dog.
Thank you, man.
And the fact that you talked about how you came from giving up fornication, of weed, liquor, all of that, and just to invest in yourself, I want to ask that question. How important is investing in yourself to you? What does that mean, like, when you invest into yourself? Like,
all right. So before I answer that question, right, I'm gonna address something you just said. Like, I think the people respond good to what I post on Facebook and stuff because they see where I came from.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And
you're transparent with it.
Transparent. They can see the progression. They respect that because they know, you know what, man, dang, I see Smooth moving differently right now, but I seen him a few years ago. He was outside with us doing what we do, like, so I know that's possible.
Like that
you
man was here before, now he's here.
Yeah. And
basically, you say you have nothing to prove.
Nah, yeah, basically, you know what I'm saying? And to answer your question about how important it is to invest in yourself, I mean, that's everything. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people, you know, they talk about, you know, stocks and real estate and all that. That's cool, but there's no company I believe in more than myself.
Facts.
And there shouldn't be any company you believe in more than yourself. Like these Fortune 500 companies, you don't know who's running those companies. You don't know what issues they have. You don't know what's going on. But no one knows who you are like you. And you give yourself, you know, if you trust yourself and you trust your talent, you believe in yourself like I do, man. I put everything into it. Like after my basic necessities, you know, taking care of myself and my family, I'm investing in the brand, investing in the music. And sometimes it's not about just equipment and studio time.
That's what I was gonna say. What does investment in yourself actually look like outside of the financial gain, the financial necessities?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, it's you know, you guys talk about how I carry myself. Like, you know, I invest in you know, in attire. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta put on the right things. You gotta put on the tools and the jewels to attract certain people. Right. Like whatever is in your pay range. You know what I'm saying? Another big thing too is investing in your mind, man. You know, even if you gotta join courses, you know, buy books on whatever it is. Like that stuff is gonna count.
Cost of an eighth.
Right. Yeah, you get you a $40 book. You know what I'm saying? That'll change your life.
And it lasts longer than the eighth.
It'll last longer than the eighth. You apply that information, man, for real. Like my library is crazy right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So with that being said, it was actually 3, but I'm gonna bump it up. What's 5 books that you would recommend for knowledge building?
Well, my favorite book of all time is From Poverty to Power by James Allen. He's the author of Think and Grow Rich also. No, pardon me, not Think and Grow Rich, but As a Man Thinketh. Think and Grow Rich is another book that I respect, man, and that I really read a lot. That really changed my mindset, you know what I'm saying? Then also, you know, I had a book written by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, How to Eat to Live, man, you know, because like that really changed my my mind when it comes to, you know, dieting and eating and, you know, the things that we put in our bodies. You know, a lot of us are living to eat. A lot of us are not eating to live, you know.
Facts.
So that's a
Who
third
don't give
book.
us energy anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Do you eat meat?
Yeah, I do because you know, I work out and everything, so my activity, you know, demands
for you to have that protein.
For me to have that. But if I didn't work out as much, I wouldn't eat it now.
Okay.
You know.
All right, I got 3 books so far. I'm gonna need 2 more.
Wow, what's another book? There's another book that I read called Body Mind Mastery. Yeah, man, it's dealing with, you know, the correlation between, you know, your body and your mind. You know, it's pretty much the same thing.
Facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They go hand in hand. Like
mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul. Yeah, like movement is just as important as, you know, as just, you know, dieting. You know what I'm saying? And putting the right information, you know, will help you. Putting the right information in your mind will help you move better. And, you know, moving better will help you think better. So it's just correlation. So that's number 4 is a book called Body Mind Mastery. And yeah, I can't really think of number 5 off top. Read so many. It'll be kind of disrespectful to the.
I know.
It'll be disrespectful to the authors that really I haven't really thought about it. But those 4 right there, like, really impacted me the most. Like, you know.
I asked just because there's a lot of people who's trying to build their knowledge, but they just don't know where to start, you know?
Right.
So even just you listing those books, for somebody who looked to you as a role model, it gives that credibility. All right, maybe I can invest into this because it's a good starting point. Right.
So I'll say this. The best thing for you to do, because this is what I did for myself, like, I looked within myself and saw what was my biggest problem.
Which was,
you know, a lack of discipline. That was my issue, like, you know what I'm saying? So this is what attracted me to a book, like As a Man Thinketh, which is, in that book I found From Poverty to Power by James Allen. So, yeah, man, I advise people to look within and see what's wrong with you. Then just Google something, man. Google a book correlated to whatever it is that you're going through and whatever it is that can help you. Right. You can find it because this is your journey. Like, I could give you advice or I could give you, you know, a book to read or whatever, but it might not mean anything to you like it did to me. Like, this is your journey. This is your life. Like, we on two different paths.
That's why I never preach, like, pushing things down people's throat, because sometimes you're throwing them off their path by doing that as well.
Yeah,
too.
people respond to how you give the knowledge too.
Absolutely, yeah. You don't want to come off as like you forcing it on somebody, or my way of living is better than yours. Like,
and that way of going about life to me is so destructive.
Right.
Because it's like, if I came down and sat and I'm talking to you, but I'm not speaking to you. I'm literally speaking through you. You're not gonna if what I say have no credibility to you, or you're not gonna pay attention to anything that I say, because now you feel like I don't respect anything that you have to say about a topic or anything. Like
Right. And a lot of times, man, we get this knowledge and this information, man, and we act like we weren't where the other people were. Like, you know what I'm saying? You was just there, man. Like, you're in no position to talk to me. I just saw you fooling around, you know what I'm saying?
Niggas stop eating pork for a week and
like, nah.
I was gonna tell you some shit about your life.
Yeah. And I tell
fuck out in, man.
Yo, and I learned this from like playing football back in the day, man. Like, so, you know, I played for Weaver. So, like, we used to have to run hills. And one thing you notice, bread crawls. We had the bed crawl the hill, but even just running up the hill in general.
Yeah.
So look, man, one thing I learned from that, right, is running up the hill is always gonna be hard to do.
Yes.
That's the hard. Going back downhill was real easy. You just flop back down. Sometimes you can fall down. Yeah. But yo, going uphill, going upright, it's always gonna be challenging, man. And I think a lot of times people who are running uphill, they get this thing where it's hard and they want the others to come up with them, so they kind of like scold them for not doing it, because they're deflecting. Like, you shouldn't be eating that. You shouldn't be eating that, because it's like misery love company.
But it's like a child. But it's like a child who only sees things from one perspective.
Right,
you know?
Right. Yeah, man.
It just shows your level of maturity that they didn't really actually mature. That degree where you can put yourself in somebody else's shoes and be like, all right, he don't think the way I think.
Yeah.
Let me step out of my sociological imagination and just understand where he's coming from.
Right. Hey, yo, and listen, going uphill, that's a miserable place, man.
Yo,
like staying upright.
Yes.
People talk about people, you know what I'm saying? People.
It's been a journey, bro.
Yeah, it's a journey. And people, you know, have this pompous attitude, like, you know, I'm doing better. Because listen, man, that's a struggle. Like, like denying yourself of fun and, you know, and disciplining yourself for a minute just so you could get to a certain.
Where you need to be.
Man, that's not fun.
Nope.
It's not.
Nope.
It's not easy.
It's not
hard
easy,
as hell.
man. It's not easy.
Honestly, I'm at that point in my life right now. I'm gonna keep it a buck as well. So I'm gonna just be transparent. I told myself the fact that I had this interview today.
Yeah.
I can do anything in life.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Listen, man.
I can,
absolutely.
I know you come off humble and all, but from the outside perspective, it's it's a different thing. You know.
Right.
Like, I wanted to reach out to you when, like, I'm a couple months into doing this podcast.
Right.
But to me, it wasn't right yet.
Right.
It was just at that baby stage.
Yeah.
You know, it's not much it didn't have much going for it yet.
Right,
so that's why I was like, all right, what can I do to build this so I can have a person like Smooth Haynes come on here? Not even, like, not always just you specifically, but somebody of that caliber.
Of that caliber, right.
So that's how I started moving about things. It's like, all right, these are the people I look up to. These are how they're doing things. How can I gravitate myself to them, that I'm in their spotlight just as much as I want to be in theirs as well too?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yo, and I see this, man, I seen you working, man, and I see what's going on, and I just felt like, you know, I'm on the grind with you, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, and I want to help push this just like I want y'all to help me, you know, push myself,
bro,
you know what I'm saying?
This is
you don't gotta worry about
that. This man right here is that when he says he's a fan, he's an actual fan. Like, when we ride in the car, man. Like, I'm not gonna say it.
You come up with my J. Cole's, my Kendricks. Oh, you're playing with my top favorite artists, yo.
That's peace, man. Thank you.
I want to bring it back for a second because you said you played football at Weaver.
Yeah.
Right? you were actually pretty damn good.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was good.
So,
I was good,
yeah,
man.
you was
good, man.
What
I did
I
my
wanted to
thing.
ask is why you turned down the scholarships for music, right?
Yeah, well, I turned down. Well, I was in a position where I could have received a full scholarship to play football. You know what I'm saying? Now I had an injury because I was getting stingers. When I was like throughout the entire season, so my mom took me to the doctor, man, and I had to get my neck checked, and I had something wrong with my vertebrae. I forgot the terminology right now.
All right, that's a better.
But
nah,
at
you
the
don't wanna
same
do that.
time, the doctor recommended that I shouldn't play anymore, but he said I should go and get a second opinion. Because, there might be some protective gear, something that I could wear, or there might be some surgery that'll make it better. But back in my mind, I'm like, man, I made that decision fast. Like, I could rap, man.
Fuck
I'm
that.
straight. Yeah, and then, what's most important is I had a coach, my Coach Hunt.
Oh, Coach Hunt.
Coach Hunt, yeah.
That nigga working.
Yeah. So
it's one of those you throw up after conditioning.
Yeah, so Coach Hunt, for a couple of years, he was getting some of the players' summer jobs. So I had a summer job, and one time I was talking to Coach Hunt about what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to play on the next level and wanted to do this. And he was like, listen, son, he looked at me directly. He said, look, man, you're an intelligent kid, man. Use your mind, man. Don't use your body, man. Don't go out there and beat yourself up. Use your mind, And at first, I didn't understand what he was saying.
I was gonna say that hurt your ego at first.
Yeah, it kind of, because I was
deep.
so
That is very
I was
deep,
so
caught up in the moment.
But you were
playing
young, though. You were
football,
young,
yeah.
You were young.
And then so I kind of like took it as like, oh man, he
Like, you
trying to
not
like kill
make me
my
pursue
dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now that I think about it,
That was one of the
that was the
smartest
best thing
shit.
he ever told me. Like now I don't like doing physical labor, man. I like using, I work out and
Work
everything
smart
to
and
stay
not
right,
harder.
but I like to. That stuck with me, man, and I'm
I think
appreciative
that's
for
gonna
that
stick with me
information.
today. After today, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he said use your mind, man.
Not
use
your body.
mind. Yeah, you a smart kid. He saw me, because I was a good player, but what was better about me, I felt like what made me good was my ability to motivate my teammates. That was the best quality I had.
You saw the leader and you was starting to come out from there.
Yeah, he said, son, you should use your mind. So
Isn't that great when other people can see things in you far ahead of when you can see it in
That's
yourself?
what wisdom would do to you.
Absolutely.
That's what wisdom would do to you, right? there.
Wisdom.
Like I seen your type before. I already know what it is
Yeah.
with you. Like don't do this. Go this route because it's better for you.
Right.
But you might not want to hear it at the moment.
You're not
because
gonna hear
we
it.
think we know everything in the world at those young ass ages.
Oh man, that's that ego, man.
Yeah, like when I was younger, I used to love older women. When you go after older women, they're like, oh, you a baby.
You a baby.
Yeah. Speaking of that, there's a line in one of your songs. I might not be having it correct, but what song was it? I remember the beat. It was the beat that you sampled from that song everybody heard driving to school in the morning. But he was like, there's a line. He's like, when your sister's friends come over, you used to pee with the bathroom door open just to see that you're holding.
Players regret.
Players regret.
Players regret.
Yes.
Yo, that's
so you
funny.
that's when your fornication days really came in, and you felt like you.
Nah, I was just being a little mischievous kid, man. I don't think that because being a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was my way of trying to
get the older
throw my
woman
shot,
It's like I'm valid.
Yeah, I didn't have no game, no information, you know what I'm saying?
I got something for you, right?
Yeah, I don't know, that's it, but other than that, man, yeah.
So with that being said, going with the context of evolving, where does sex stand with you now, and how do you approach sex?
Man, that's a good question, man. I don't make that. That's not my top priority. When I was a teenager, man, or I was a young man, man. Like the older you get, the more wise you become, man, and you gotta, it's good to have fun and to engage in extracurricular activities, but for the most part, man, you gotta put your goals first, man, and celebrate later, because that. Indulging in that type of behavior all the time, it's a great thing. We all love it, man.
Right.
We all love it. That's how we got here. That's how we're going to keep, society moving forward. But at the end of the day, man, like you can't just like everything, you can't engage in everything too much.
Facts. Because even something that's good can be bad for you.
Yeah, it could become destructive, you know what I'm saying? Especially now, man, the amount of, you know, diseases and, you know what I'm saying, things that are out here, man, it's better to just get you a shorty and lay low, man. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, you don't know if they're really still a woman.
Yeah. Listen, man.
Are you single or are you in a relationship?
Nah, I have a woman, man. Yeah, most definitely, man. I'm chilling.
How important it is to, well, you just saying that, but what are some of the benefits of having that one woman that holds you down from your experience?
Number one, man, that's someone who you have in your corner that's genuinely there for you. Like, it's like counsel. Like, this is why the queen is so important on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? That's your counsel. Like, kings had their queens back in the day to counsel, you know, to get ideas, and a lot of the best ideas in the world, a lot of the best men
came
from a woman, the counsel of a woman. So that's important. Like, you know, to have that, you know, we all men and everything, and we out here, we going to war, man. We trying to build our empires. You know, you guys are trying to build, you know, your movement. I'm trying to build my movement. Other men are trying to build their movement. Sometimes it's good to come home and just, you know,
relax,
have that
take
comfort, man. Take everything off you. Have that feminine spirit around you.
And be held. And just let her hold you.
It's smooth,
and
man.
be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I think that's the key. Vulnerability is such a huge thing.
Right.
You know, I don't think you truly understand the importance and the impact of what love is unless you allow yourself to be vulnerable. Right.
And that's a scary thing, man.
It is.
There's a lot of
terrifying.
Especially coming from the environment that we come from. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was not a thing. Like, you couldn't let yourself be vulnerable outside.
Couldn't cry in public. Couldn't even let them know you even cry.
Yeah, you couldn't let it. You got to suck it up, you know? So sometimes when you with somebody that you trust, and that you know you can confide in, and it wouldn't get anywhere, and they wouldn't judge you. Yeah, man, that's always a good thing to have, man. That's just balance, you know.
I want to say this as well too before we get further. When I think of that interview when Muhammad Ali was talking about the importance. Actually, let me just ask this question.
Yeah.
How important is it to balance elegance with spirituality?
I think it's everything. Number one, man, you got to use like your appearance as something to attract others into the message.
Because what Muhammad Ali said, if I want to get the message out to the person driving the Benz and the Beamer in the nice suit,
right,
you have to see me in the Benz and the Beamer in the nice suit in order to take my message as something to mean something.
Absolutely.
Look the part.
Yeah, you gotta look the part. And then there's this other story Muhammad Ali said. It's crazy you brought that up. He drove I think it was a Rolls Royce back to his hometown, Louisville, Kentucky. And the people came up to him and asked him how he got it. And he said, man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you know? So it's like, that was his tool. So I think they go hand in hand, because however you present yourself and however your product is packaged, it means a lot, man. This is why advertisers focus so much on marketing, because they need the presentation down packed, so that'll attract the people. You know what I'm saying?
Everything is presentation.
Well, also what I learned with marketing too, just like indulging in liquor and shit like that. Like look at the Woodford Reserve bottle. You don't see too much embellishments on it. I've learned when you put so much into the marketing, you know the quality behind the brand is not where it's at.
Right. Because it's deception.
When the brand speak for itself,
yeah,
it's a different story.
There are no Ferrari commercials
or Lamborghini commercials.
None.
Because you know when you buy on the go on that lot, you know what you're paying for. There's no need to do that.
Yeah, and it's sort of like an arrogance.
Yes.
That the companies have, because they know they kind of set a place where you have to fight to get to their product. You know,
it's like Nike. I can just throw it on something. You're gonna buy it just because my brand is on it.
Is so
you don't
valuable.
care about the quality no more.
Right, value is everything, bro.
Value is everything.
The quality of Nikes have gone down tremendously. This is just a small take from a lot of shit. I fucking hate the quality of Nikes now. I am a sneakerhead through and through, and I hate the quality of Nikes. Fuck Nikes. I'm going to Adidas. These niggas is trash.
Right.
Step your shit up.
Yo, you know who stepped their game up too?
Who?
Yo, New Balance.
Yo, New Balance?
Yeah.
got these
fire,
shit
New
dropping,
Balance, but I've always been a fan of New Balance before they became this trending thing. Like the 574s has always been like my series to go to. Yo.
Fire.
They're comfortable. The colorway that they come out with and the design on them is just fashionable as well too.
Yes.
So I've always been a fan, and people are just hopping on them. Now they're making it more expensive for people like me.
Right.
Nah, but New Balance has always been up there too, though. If you get the expensive models,
right.
If you get the expensive models, New Balance has always been up there.
And that's why I don't put too much value on like names.
Yeah, nah.
Like I'm all about what catches my eye, man.
Facts.
If it looks nice,
Facts.
I don't care what's your brand, man. I throw it on, because it got to complement my style,
I have this question too. I know we all over the place, but I got questions, man.
Right.
Do you consider yourself a pacifist?
A pacifist, meaning like just a
Someone
passive
who's
person
against fighting.
Against fighting.
And violence.
Nah. I'm not against that. Nah, for real. Now I do think there are better
ways of handling
the situation.
You prepare for the situation if it leads to
gotta go down, man. I put hands on you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta protect yourself. I gotta protect my family. Like that. I don't want anyone to ever get that misconstrued.
So
like,
Second Amendment.
I'm with that. I'm with all of that, man. You gotta listen, man.
You gotta protect yourself.
Protect yourself. I'll never be the aggressor. Like,
yep.
I'm gonna,
you
always
never instigate.
It's defense all day.
That. Yeah, I'm on defense like Floyd, man.
Right.
All day.
Just trying to dodge it.
Yeah. I'm gonna protect myself for sure.
Tats on my face. No tats on my face because I have a career after rap.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
I'm just keeping myself open for other opportunities. I love rap and I'm a great rapper, but at the end of the day, I can do a lot of other things. Like I have a good personality, you know what I'm saying, that I wouldn't want anyone to be taken aback by my presentation, like, because I got this big tat on my face or my head. And no knock to anybody else, but just the doors that I want to go in personally, probably it will, not be so.
You have foresight of your path.
Yeah. I see myself, being in movies, and I wouldn't want to be on the set getting
put the
bunch of makeup on and all that. Yeah. Man.
Or be like 50 Cent who have to do all that way and shit.
Yeah, I'm cool on that. So I just see that in my future, and I'm leaving that door open.
So you trying to be an actor?
Man, I can do that. I want to be an actor, like I said, man, I could host TV shows, man. I'm just opening my whole,
to everything.
Yeah, I'm open to everything, man.
What show can you picture yourself being on right now?
I could, like I said in the rap, man, I could do the Family Feud, man. Steve Harvey, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I could fill in for Wheel of Fortune, Okay. Sometimes I go sit down with Grandma Clue, sit down with my grandma, still watch that, man. But I could do this, I can't figure things out all the time and they spin it, but I could definitely be the host. I could do a lot of things, man. Yeah, I see myself in those. That's
different.
Man,
I
why
never
not?
heard nobody say that. The host of Will Report.
Saying he want to be like Wayne Brady.
Yeah, I could do all that, man. I done see it said we look alike when I shaved the beard off, man. And you know what I'm saying? I could definitely do what Wayne Brady do, man.
Man, that's wavy,
man. Yeah.
Damn, why I keep forgetting all my fucking questions?
Okay, all right. Since we ain't talk about it yet, I'm gonna bring it up.
Go ahead.
Sucker for the Nookie.
I was gonna go there.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go there because I want to get this one out the way.
Let's go because there's a point. Because you weren't even proud of that song.
Yeah.
But there's a point when people just kept bringing it up. You was kind of just made you feel away. Like, I kept bringing it up because I was like, I'm doing better music now. I keep going back to that path. Why did you feel that way?
That was my ego, man. Because I'm competitive with myself and with my previous work. I always want to outdo it. Mm-hmm. And I just felt for a moment like, the Hartford County is not going to let me ever get over that. Like, that's just it. Like, no, that's all I know you for. That's it. So I just accepted it now, and I'm actually, this is why I made a post yesterday just shouting out the DJs that are still spinning it, the people that are still rocking to it, because I made that for that, man. And there was so much more around that record than just the record, like the time, like that takes people back to that era of Hartford, man, that era of Connecticut where it was just, it was different outside, and man, a lot of people had fun, a lot of people danced to that record, and it gave them when they hear it, gives them that nostalgic feel, and I'm definitely past my gripe towards that. Like, and I'm letting the people rock with that, man. That's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. You like it. I love it.
Because it's the form of giving you your flowers.
Right. It is.
That's literally stapled into our culture of who we was at that point.
Exactly.
We can't step back to then, because first and foremost, the talent shows at Weaver, epic to start off with. At that point, epic to start off with.
Absolutely.
Then you came
talent
through.
shows in general.
Everywhere.
Like.
And then you came through with Sucker for the Nookie.
Right.
You didn't expect that. You did that shit for a talent show.
I did. Like, I was a guest, man. I was a guest, and I did it. And like, when I tell you, the whole auditorium was in line waiting to get an autograph after I was done. And yo, what was even crazier than that is the joy I felt, because I remember being one of those kids on the talent show, performing, you know, and not getting any reactions like that. Like, being all right. Like,
and then you just went on, you just did this.
Got
it's like
love,
the whole crowd, the whole stadium.
I remember being those kids watching someone famous, you know, come into the talent show, and I'm going crazy. Like, and again, like I told my mans the other day, like, I remember being at the XL Center at the Hard Knock Life Tour, saying like, yo, back when it was the Civic Center, saying, yo, I'm gonna be up there one day, man. And then, you know, about 15 years later, I was up there, man, rocking the show in front of everybody. Not 15 years later, but like 10 years later, I was up there rocking and people. So it was just a great feeling, man, that I could never duplicate. And when I think back on moments like that, like, yo, why would I be bitter towards that? Like, you know what I'm saying? That was beautiful, man. Most people will never experience that, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna just go there and play the devil's advocate, right? Just because, just because it's from your actual words, from your songs and shit. I understand why you were bitter.
Okay.
I get that you're past that.
Right.
I understand why though, because come to find out, from doing all of that, 50 wanted to sign you.
Yeah, man. I don't know if he wanted to sign me,
but I
heard words that he was interested.
But
he was interested in me.
Other people that was in between all of that didn't make the right decisions.
Yeah, I'll say this: they didn't. I don't know. I just never got to meet, and people never reached out to me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't find out until like later, like, you know what I'm saying?
How did that
years
make you
later.
feel at the time?
I was upset. I was upset about it. Like, damn, like, you know, like, dudes know how to reach out to me, but that's the nature of the game, yo. Like, that's why I don't really care too much about the politics of the game.
Facts.
Because it's all about, you know, what can you do for me? You know what I'm saying? If you can't do nothing for me, I ain't giving you my connects. Like, and I understand it, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in a space where I was doing that too. Like, the people, like, just reacting to the bitterness. I'm like, man, I ain't messing with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, that's why I had to remove myself from that. From that space, it's like, yo, how is that helping anybody? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yourself.
Especially myself, man.
But were those people older adults that were involved?
Some was my age, some was older, like, you know. But at the end of the day, man, like, a lot of that, it was a misunderstanding also. Like, when I had conversations with guys later about the situation, it was a misunderstanding.
You feel like it was a lack of communication.
Lack of communication, like, things were being said by other parties
people,
in between us that kind of made them like, man, I ain't messing with Smooth.
So instead of coming to the source and addressing the whole situation, you listen to the he says.
I listened to the and they did too. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we
both
never
parties was responsible.
Yeah, myself included. Like, I'm one of the, because I always want to hold myself accountable first. Like, you know, I should have been up there outside of the gate, man.
Facts.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, if y'all loved me the way y'all loved me at that time, why wasn't I? Yeah.
Fifth, I'm here, man. I should have drove up to Farmington myself instead of being arrogant. Like,
he was right there at that time.
Why I ain't go up there, man? Like, other people was doing it. I didn't do it either. So,
because you felt like at that point, you felt like a little entitled that people were supposed to be doing that. I did.
And I tell people all the time, yo, I gotta think about self-entitlement, bro. I think self-entitlement is a gift and a curse.
Facts.
Because it's okay to have a healthy dose of self-entitlement, because you should feel like you deserve to have things, right? Yeah. But you gotta humble yourself enough to work for those things you want.
Facts.
And that's where self-entitlement has its flaws, because a lot of people feel self-entitled, but they're not humble enough to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm entitled. I am entitled. But what keeps me humble is the simple fact, like I feel like I should be in a certain position right now. You know, that's just my self-entitlement.
What's that position you feel like you should be in right now?
I feel like I should be mentioned as one of the greatest rappers in the world.
In the world?
In the world.
Okay.
In the world. But guess what?
Hey.
I'm humble enough to know that I got work to do, and I had my opportunities in the past, and I didn't capitalize on them. So I'm a little behind on the 8 ball. You know what I'm saying?
So now you're trying to make up for all the lost dues based off your own mistakes.
Man, 7 projects since 2017, and we got more in the cut. You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset I'm on right now. I'm working.
Do you still have music in the cut that people still haven't heard?
Yep. Like for this album right here, man, I recorded 35 records. Shout out to my bro Crack. We recorded 35 records, and I'm still writing, man. And I still got more records, so it's never gonna stop. Like, you know.
J. Cole had a bar. Yeah. I'm gonna stop. Well, not a bar. It was in an interview. He said, "When this shit stop being fun to me, I'm done."
Word.
You feel the same?
Yeah, that's the only time I'm gonna stop. Other than that, yo, you want to know something crazy? Shout out to Big Reg. He just told me about this. I forgot about this, yo. You know, I was on a record with J. Cole before.
Really?
Were you? Yeah, I was on the record.
Really?
It was myself, J. Cole, and Trav on the record. Yo, it's crazy, because J. Cole used to be at the mansion in Farmington. So he was up there recording with Trav, and Big Reg sent me the record with J. Cole and Trav, and I jumped on it, yo. Yeah, we had a record back then, back in like 2000, I think it was like 2008.
Do you remember the name of the record?
I don't, but I know.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yo, that would have been epic.
It was epic. I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, it was myself, Trav, and J. Cole on the record.
Yo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's wild.
That would have been, that would have been stellar if that actually hit the masses.
Y'all gonna see this.
Yeah.
Find that record.
I don't even, I get some more to I don't even know if it came out.
But they probably still got it in the stash
somebody got that somewhere.
Yeah, it is in someone's hard drive. You know what I'm
saying?
Somebody's
hard drive. Go dig that out the trash.
At least it's not a floppy disk.
Right. But yeah, bro, like we got a track, man. It was, and I heard, you know, back then J. Cole wasn't J. Cole, or Trav wasn't Trav. So I'm hearing them spin. They was dropping some heat. I'm like, man, I'm about to body these dudes. Man. You know what I'm saying? I was in my competitive bag back then, like, so you know. But nah, yo, shout out to J. Cole, shout out to Trav, shout out to Big Rez for even putting me onto that story, reminding me like that was them. Like,
what do you feel like that would have did to your career if that hit, that actually made it out?
I don't know. I can't even say, because again, J. Cole not only put in the work, but he connected with the right people that I didn't. So I think people would have been so enamored by him that I don't even know. I would have kind of fell by the wayside. Yeah, so I don't, you know, it's all about the work.
I don't think that, man. Coming from somebody who's outside of that.
Yeah.
I feel like even when you was doing like that God Talk series, you know, when you did Welcome to, it had the Welcome to Calabasas album.
Oh, yep.
When you started doing that whole wave and just dropping freestyle like after freestyle and just letting people, to me, you put you up with any artist, you're competing.
Yes,
you're competing,
I feel like that right now.
And I already felt like that before. Like,
yeah.
You were one of those artists that was in my playlist before this whole Connecticut rap became like a major thing that it is right now. Right. Not to say it wasn't major, but before every artist is starting to make like more of a name for themselves. When being signed was kind of like that big dream, you know? It was like being signed to the NBA or something like that. So I don't know, man. It's just hard to say, because like I said, it's just, you're a walking legend when it comes to it, because all your accolades and everything that you did, you're humble about it, but it puts you at this status that nobody could have conversations that you can have. It puts you with experience that nobody said that they had. I know for a fact, because of that, you don't fuck with 360 deals. Nah,
I don't want that. Like, I don't want to be, and it's not more about the deal, right? It's more about me being able to express myself the way I want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind doing business with people, and like even if, just say somebody give me a certain amount of money, and they want in on my touring or my merch or whatever, like, I don't mind if you putting up the bread, you know what I'm saying? Right. What's more important to me is my artistic expression. So if I'm able to, you know,
bring off the message that you want to
that I want to bring off, I don't want nobody, you know, saying I should do this or let's put this record out, Nah, I gotta go with what I feel like. And even when people tell me that I should make this type of record, I'm like, yeah, you gotta make that type of record. You know what I'm saying?
If you want it,
if you want to make it, like me, I'm a writer that I have to be inspired. Like something have to inspire me. Like I gotta see, even if I seen like this bourbon right here, man. Like I gotta look at it
and something come to
me, and I make something about it. Like I just can't. Somebody just can't tell me to make this kind of record.
You just do it.
Just we need to make.
Then it's not fun no more.
Nah, it's not fun.
You're just trying to like get stuff. You're like squeezing stuff out that's not there.
Right. And we don't want to do that.
Do you think you're a poet? Do you consider yourself as a poet because of that? Because honestly, you're expressing yourself as a poet. Because myself as a poet, that's how I look at life. I can't just. You know what? I want to write today. I'm gonna just write this. It don't work like that. Even if you want to, as bad as you want to, it don't work like that.
Hey, yo, and speaking of poet, absolutely, I'm a poet, and it's crazy, yo. I told this story before. I remember one time I was in high school, man, and I used to get kicked out of all my classes or get in trouble because I was taking the ditto sheets, turning them around, and writing raps on them. You know what I'm saying? So this one teacher named Mrs. Howard Bender. Shout out to Mrs. Howard Bender. She saw that I was doing a lot of writing. So what she did was, instead of punishing me for that, what she did was she put me onto different poets. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Langston Hughes.
Langston Hughes. She put me onto some Edgar Allan Poe work. And she started teaching me about different formats that I can incorporate within my raps.
That's a real
you know what I'm saying? And I always, like, that was the only teacher that ever acknowledged that I was good at what I did, and I always
made a mark on you.
And I don't even know where she is right now, but yo, that's why it's important to really listen to, you know, the younger people and really install something in them, because you can put something in them that they'll never forget. Like there's even been people that I watched back in the day, like they might have, like what my brother that rose with Fuego Bass, the roofer.
Yeah.
Now mind you, I remember back in the day, right? I seen him on Wesley Street, and he, you know, I used to rap back then, so he was always rapping and doing this thing, right? So he was the first dude that I ever saw on the street that had his songs formatted.
What do you mean?
Like he had a hook, verse, verse. Everybody else was just outside rapping, spitting. He had his stuff structured, and back then I'm a kid. I'm like 11, 12 years old. I'm like, oh, that's hard. Like, I got to start writing songs. You know what I'm saying? He don't even know he did that for me. You know what I'm saying? I never told him that. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's all, you got to be mindful of everything that you're doing, even when you're not being mindful of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
So how important is it for you to be a role model and just living the true you as positively as possible?
That's everything, man. That's everything, because I'm not going to be here forever. You know? And I feel like our true purpose is to come here and leave the earth a better place than when we found it.
Facts.
Like you can either leave it a better place than you found it, or, you know, leave it more destructive than before. Like that's how I simplify everything. So that's
sometimes
the space.
It's really that rudimentary.
Yeah, it's that simple. Yes, absolutely. Like, so that's everything. So anybody like want to chop it up with me, you got anything on your mind, if I have the time and the space available, I chop it up with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm always having, you know, uplifting conversations, man. I don't care too much about having fun like I used to. Like,
so you're more about knowing self, progression of self, and helping other people see what progression of self looks like.
Yes, and this is fun to me.
Honestly, I can concur to that. Because it's like every day when I wake up, I go through my shit. But it's a reflection on my day before, how I handled everything. And I think it's important. I use social media as my platform where I let people know that I go through shit. I'm not gonna just come up here just when shit is peachy and rosy and all of that. I'm gonna let you know when I'm feeling the worst. When I'm going but the flip side, you're gonna see the peachy and rosy that I can be a human.
Right. man, we are all living contradictions, man. We have multiple feelings all day. We have millions of thoughts that run through our mind a day, man. It's
and
like
just different encounters makes us feel different ways. Like certain conversations would just change your whole life. You don't even fucking know it.
Yo, not only that, sometimes, man, listen, man. I was telling a friend the other day, like, yo, if I just say I meet somebody that's selling some kind of merchandise, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that brother's energy or that sister's energy is off,
I can't buy it.
I'll buy it, but I probably just throw it away after, you know what I'm saying?
You don't even wear it.
Because you don't want to bring that into your house or put that on your body. Like, energy is that serious, man. So I don't even care, like, about, like, I shake your hand and I acknowledge you, I chop it up with you, but
it's only so far. I know my limits to go with.
Yeah, and I'm checking out for your energy, man. How you moving, man? What's up with you? Like, what's your thought process? And once I sense, like, man, this, how we a little off, this person probably got some things, because I don't want to bring that into my house, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Or into my circumference. But what I could do is, like, give that person words of encouragement, chop it up with them, you know what I'm saying?
An exchange of words.
An exchange of words,
That's how I go about it, because it's not a shoving down of things at that point. It's just letting me, like, I see things from this perspective. If they take something from it, that's on them at that point.
Absolutely.
But you don't make them feel like they have to take something from that.
Yes,
so has living like that, have you had to, like, remove a lot of friends from your life?
Yeah, of course. That's
not even like removing like a lot of friends, but just keeping a distance from a lot of people.
It's a natural progression, like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes some people are just not on what you're on anymore. Facts. And you not on what they on. Like,
they don't vibrate.
I don't even want to make that the, like, me, like there's some people see what I'm doing, like, man, I ain't on that smooth wilding, like,
Straight,
like, I'm bugging, like,
niggas stop smoking. What you talking about? I can't do that.
Like,
wilding, bugging. I gotta fuck my bitches to smoke my weed.
I ain't saying my life better, they life better. Like, that's just a natural progression. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes people outgrow each other.
Right.
Honestly, I remember the first time a girl told me she outgrew me.
Yeah.
I took it so personal.
Yeah. But
I was young.
Yeah.
I was young because I looked at it and I was like, how dare you outgrow me? You can't outgrow me. Like, I'm me. But that was just my ego. That was just me being my ego, understanding, like, I felt like everything revolved around me and that we were so deep into the friendship that there's no way that you can outgrow me, you know?
Right.
But then I looked at it as like, nigga, that means you're not fucking growing either.
You're not growing. You're not paying attention to what you're doing. Like, a lot of times, like, we're so engulfed in our own thoughts, we might not be aware that we might be offending another person.
Mm-hmm. I like the saying that sometimes we don't realize that we're agents to other people.
Yeah. Wow, that's heavy, bro.
Agents, Matrix.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you know how the idea of the agents is to be against you, the one that's always trying to keep you in that 85 percentile.
Right.
So sometimes we don't realize we're those agents to certain people, just of how we come off to them. Because we see things a certain way, we're just so stuck to it, and you'll never change it.
Yeah,
right.
It's ignorant.
Yeah,
that's why I feel like I truly believe we can destroy good people before they get a chance to be good people.
Yes, absolutely.
That's why I think it's very important that approach and conversation, it really matters. That's why I look at things as an exchange of words now.
Yep.
Because
that's all it really is, though.
I want to learn still.
All.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't consider nobody dumb.
Nah.
I've learned things from the ditchiest people in the world.
Yeah. But they have a quality that you can incorporate in your life.
I mean,
that you never thought about.
You never thought about.
Because I took life so serious, you know? Right. And then you find somebody who go about it so easygoing and they don't make a big deal out of certain things. And you look at it like, how that is even possible?
Right.
But once you finally have a conversation with them, you realize they've been through some shit too.
Right. And
but they found a way to manage.
Right, and handle it. Yeah.
Now, how can I take from that to manage the things that I'm going through? Because I probably didn't go through the same heavy shit that you went through.
Right.
But it's heavy for me.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, man.
That's how it's just, you can't compare certain things. Just understand whatever that person's going through is heavy to that.
Absolutely.
But I'm also a firm believer on don't be a victim of your own circumstances the well, too.
Right.
There's only so long you could dwell in your own sadness.
Yeah.
It's only so long you can feel bad for yourself and expect other people to just feel bad for you.
But what about people with repeated sadness?
Like repeated sadness?
Yeah, what if like people have that type of life where
that's like being a victim of yourself. You're caught up in your own struggles at that point that you don't feel like you have to dig yourself out of that hole. You're waiting for that hand to come down to pull you out.
Right.
I don't know.
What I'm saying is no. What I'm saying is there are some people in this world who live every day, and there ain't nothing good about nothing they live for. Like that is people like.
Right, so I have a theory that good and bad is subjective. Okay. You can only, yes, there's a level of morality, but when it comes to good and bad, it's subjective to the person and the act that they're doing and why they're doing it.
Right.
Because I feel like there's sometimes life puts you in situations to do things that you say you would never do, just because it would actually be beneficial for you at that time.
Right, right.
And based off where your level of morality stands, how far are you willing to indulge in that activity?
Right, absolutely.
So good and bad to me is really just based off the situation that you're in life.
Absolutely.
And who's looking at it as well too. Because when I do something, you might not think it's bad. Like the fact that you're married. Mm-hmm. Me as a single man might do something, and you might think, oh, no, I wouldn't do that. But, I would encourage certain things from that single mentality to you as well too. Because it's two different perspectives.
Right. Neither is right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's like the 6ix9ine perspective.
Right.
So everybody's looking at it from two different angles.
Yeah.
Which means you're going to get two different answers out of it.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe it's at that point I just don't like labeling, because some things is not always that simple. You know?
Right. Nothing is
that simple.
Like if we look at it from anything from a surface level, like we're doing ourselves a disservice.
Injustice.
Like, you see somebody who is a certain way, and you just write that person off as that kind of person.
Or they crazy.
Yeah,
but you never know what that person been through.
You never know, man, what made this person who they are. Exactly. And it might be a sad story. Like, damn, man, you might be able to help.
It is a sad story, yo.
For real.
A lot of times people get fucked by society.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're contributing to those things that fuck those same people.
Yep.
And we don't even realize it. But if you had the time to make the conversation with them, like to me, they say you only go as far as the stranger you're willing to talk to.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I've learned that. That's true, my nigga.
I don't really like talking to strangers though, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not.
Hey, yo, that's the struggle I have too.
I don't really like talking to strangers.
Like as far as networking and stuff, like.
No, but you got to step out of that.
I know.
You got to. I get sometimes it is a waste of time.
Yeah.
Honestly, most times it's a waste of time. But I feel like that's the risk with a lot of things based off what you're doing.
Right.
If you place yourself in the right environments, the right placement with people, in the right crowd, then the risk of it being waste of a time just lowers.
Right.
You know? Because even though you might not get what you need out of it, you got something out of it because you already did the work to put yourself in that particular group.
And a lot of times, bro, like there's still people that I met back in 2012, 2013 that I reach out to them. I might have never reached out to them before, like, but I need them now. I'm like, oh, such and such know about this. Yo, bro,
Facts.
you know about this, you know about that, nigga. So people that you do meet can come in handy in the future, just to meet them and exchange number. But yeah, a lot of times, man, that should be bullshit. Meeting new people, man. They say they could do this, they could do that.
But they come up short.
All right, man.
See, my thing is, I just like to, I've learned from him how to, he goes about it in a way different way than I do.
Okay.
He just know how to talk to people.
Right.
Say something I don't know how he does it. But he'll walk up to him like, hey, what's up?
It's this charisma in me.
Right.
Certain Jamaicans just have a little swag.
Right.
Start a conversation out of nothing.
Yeah.
I got to get a conversation going about something, and then we could have a conversation. Right. A little bit of conversation.
But like you said earlier, that's subjective too, man. Sometimes, people just need this, sometimes it's cool to sit back
and just observe.
And sometimes you got to know. It's good to have both of those characteristics, man.
But even with him been saying that, sometimes with people like him saying that, I think sometimes people miss the fact that you're observing before you interact. Because they see you as this confident person. They don't know how you approach
you grew up with info,
not you. Like that, just in general. Like people look at you like, oh, he can handle this situation so well. I wish I can do it like this, but they don't understand. You had the same nerves that they had.
You just didn't allow
Exactly. I just found anything.
Right.
To just be like, all right, I'm gonna break that ice, and I just ran with it.
Word.
But to me, I look at everything as like how I'm about to write. There's times when I want to write, but I don't know how to start.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta realize you just have to start.
Just get going.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's how I approach a lot of situations. Like you observing all of that, and then you have this urge to start, but you realize you don't know how, just jump in.
Absolutely. Yep.
Just jump in, because there's no such thing as failure if you learn from how things didn't go right. You know, there's always lessons in those losses. So that's why I've been looking at things like life is all about experience anyway. So if I'm not actually taking a chance to experience anything, like how am I growing anyway?
It don't matter.
Like I can sit here and watch YouTube videos. I can Google all the shit. I can buy all the books and all of that. But if I'm not practicing all the things or applying all the knowledge that I've gained and reaffirming it through my experiences, you know, how am I gonna really make it concrete within me?
Yeah, I'm with you on that, bro, for sure.
So that's why I feel like you just gotta get over your nerves and just do shit. Nigga. You got to.
I feel you. I feel
like, I'm almost 30, yo. Yeah. I can't have those certain nerves, especially if I'm trying to build something.
Right.
People are looking for you to have that confidence anyway.
Right.
You know, like, plus they gravitate to you for that confidence too. So I look at it as like, if I want to be that role model that people want to be, I have to let them know that it's still possible at the end of the day.
And a big part of leadership is taking the initiative. You know?
Just going at it.
That's dope, man.
And that's why I gravitate to you too as well, because man. I understand, like I said, I can be that person like, oh, he just handled all these situations so well, but running into you all the multiple different times in the years coming over, like, and having those small conversations, I realize you're coming from that same point, like you said. You're coming from those points where you're struggling with certain things, you're struggling with understanding who you are, and it's easy for me to go about a certain situation now because I have a way better understanding of who I am now.
Right.
I've took the time to go through all the shit that I needed to go through. I questioned myself that I needed to question. I told myself the most worst things I needed to tell myself. Right. Before anybody else can.
Absolutely, bro.
So I already cracked that ice, and now I'm at a point like I can dive into a situation, but if you tell me something I'm not expecting to hear, I already told myself.
Right.
So I can just brush that shit off and just keep on going.
Right.
That's where leadership really comes in, man.
Yeah.
But before we go anywhere else, I have to ask this: who's in Smooth Haynes' playlist? When you're out on the road, you just drive and doing your errands. Who are you listening to?
Right now I'm listening to a lot of old stuff, man. Like I'm still listening to Ghost and Ray.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm listening to like some old Nas. Like I'm listening to a lot of underground dudes too. Like, you know, Rock Marciano. I'm listening to this kid named Your Old Droog. I just found him not too long ago. He's fire. Like I'm listening to a lot of like up and coming dudes, man. I'm listening to hometown dudes. You know, I'm listening to Cool Q, Fuego Bass, like. You know what I'm saying? Like
all people that you had features with.
Yeah, all people that I had features with.
What does it take for you to want to feature somebody from Connecticut on one of your songs?
You just gotta be nice, man. I gotta like what you're doing, man. Like I like how you're moving.
Cause I know two of my favorite people I love seeing you feature with is Cool Q and Rozzy.
Yeah, and you know.
I feel like whenever y'all come together, Diplomatic.
Yo, that's a classic.
Diplomatic is a fucking classic
record, man. That's one of my. That's like after Suck For The Nookie. That's like the best received.
The next one for you.
That was the next well received because it was up tempo.
It was, and it's a vibe for every situation. You can drive to it, you can just chill to it, and listen to it, and it's empowering.
Yeah, it is, man.
Even the music video.
Yo,
shout out to That's So Fresh.
Yep, that's I think
That's So Fresh. You shoot that
one? My man Aaron Ellis shot that.
Okay, shout out to Aaron Ellis. I know who he is.
That's So Fresh shot the Retro Esco, and that's. Yes. The joint that get the next amount of recognition, man. That's
So Fresh did a lot of great work
that's my
too.
Brother, man. Yo, he's the jack of all trades, man. This dude can do everything, man. For sure.
And you take time to put a lot of shit. So who from Connecticut, to continue, who from Connecticut are you listening to as well too? Who else from Connecticut are you listening to? I know we can talk about Carlo, Cool Q. Who else? Bass.
Yep. I rock with bands. I rock with out in Bridgeport, man. I rock with my homie Sholey.
Yep.
Sholey fire, man. Sholey talk that talk, man. You know, I appreciate Sholey, but you know, Banger Bandanas, like, you know, some fire dudes is fire around here, man. Young Spade,
Richie P,
like, you know, my man Wax. Shout out to Wax. Like, it's so many people. I don't want to like not.
Nah, no.
Yeah,
but
nah,
these
I don't
are
want
all,
to forget
these are just people
anyone.
that's coming
But
to the top of the head.
yeah,
this
man.
already.
Yo, we like when people ask me, like I was just out. Oh, pardon me, man. My bro, Kid Slade. Shout out to Slade. He's battling on URL right now.
I knew that name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds familiar.
Not only battling on URL, man, but he got one of the best projects out. Period, man. The Ghost of Whitney, like that's bro, man. Like, yeah, man. Like, so.
You featured on that?
Yeah, definitely. We on the record. We on something called Roost Chris Dinners. Me, him, and my boy Kid Guap. Shout out to Guap. But yeah, man, like I'm listening to everybody. Like again, I'm a student of everybody. But there's so many people, I don't want to forget anyone. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's why we're gonna have you keep continuing with that, man.
Yeah.
Another one I wanted to bring because I missed. What was some of the pros and cons of releasing "Suck For The Nookie" and it exploding the way that it exploded?
Well, the pros are everything we talked about before.
So mainly the cons at this point.
Yeah, the cons, I would say I just didn't. Back then, I thought it was all about beats and rhymes. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really understand that this is a business. Like, even back then, like, some shows, I used to come fresh off the block and just do a show, like, not even know that, you know, you had to get your image right. You know what I'm saying? You had to be seen in a certain light. You had to, like, this is the little things, man. I didn't really understand how to perform. Like, that's why I see a lot of people right now, like, knocking the younger artists for rapping over the vocals. But I was that dude before. I didn't know the art of putting on a great performance. Cause a lot of these kids don't have artist development. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have artist development, so I was just jumping on stage, just raw, just just
play the
rapping over the vocals, just barking, no breath control. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
the basics.
Yeah, the basics. Like, but once you get older and you get a little more seasoned, you learn. That these things are important, and you have to really, lock in on that, man, on that part of the game,
Would you be a mentor to the up and coming artists?
Absolutely, man. I am right now. I chop it up with dudes all the time. Like every day, there's a young dude, and it's crazy to be like, yo, OG. And I'm like, yo, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I embraced it. They're like, yo, OG, man, I'm trying to do this. Like, yo, I respect you. Can you give me some advice on this? And I do it every day, man. Every day, yeah. I'm giving advice, man. I just don't talk about it, but
nah, that's facts. You don't gotta film everything.
Yeah, I do. From a lot of these artists, yo, like a lot of artists in the Connecticut area that's doing something, man. A lot of dudes holler at me, you know what I'm saying?
And
You'd be surprised.
Do your due diligence.
Yeah, and I just chop it up with them, man. Whatever I know, like I don't know it all, but whatever I know, I just give the information. It's nothing, man. That's you, bro.
What's the biggest change you've seen out here in the music?
I think dude's presentation looking a little better. The videos looking better.
Facts.
The artwork.
I would agree with that.
Artwork is looking better. The quality of the sound is much better. Dudes are promoting themselves well on social media, and I see that the community is a little more engaged. I think, guys like myself, guys like, from back in the day, bands, even Wi-Fi Huffy. I don't know what's going on with him, but those who cut from that cloth, like they kind of made it okay for the people to rock with local artists. Like, okay, y'all dudes are doing something, you know what I'm saying? And I think the community is a little more, they're not so dismissive of, the local artists, and especially with what Bass doing right now. Like, yeah, man, the people are a lot more involved.
Actually, we even talk about that while we were recording. Bass being one of the first from Hartford, being on bars on I-95. Yeah. Your approach to that went to social media was actually stellar. I loved it. You didn't take no hating approach. You gave your flowers. Right. And you came public and let him know the fact that he was one of the first from Hartford and actually did it right. Right. Showed him what the trenches of Hartford look like. What did that mean to you as that artist who wanted to be the first on bars on I-95? Right.
I wanted to be the first on there, but I knew, especially after watching, that I couldn't represent the town the way the town need to be represented. You know what I'm saying? I talk a lot of, fly, flashy, upper echelon stuff, but that don't represent the masses of, you know, the Hartford, Connecticut. So I feel like he was the perfect voice for that. And even though I wanted to be the first person on there,
he did it the way you wanted it to.
He did it right. He opened up the door for a dude like me.
So
to
now
show
when you go in there, and you can represent a different part of Hartford.
Yeah, I'm gonna show him downtown Hartford. You know what I'm saying? And when I called him, you know what I'm saying? Because at first I watched it a couple times. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, and I just felt great, like watching it. Like, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it took me back to around the way. You know what I'm saying? So after I heard it, I FaceTimed him. I'm like, yo, man, like I gave it up, bro. Like I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. Like, the way you did that, I could never do that.
Imagine going on in
there. Yeah, I couldn't take that. I don't think the time of it.
That gutter shit.
Yeah, man. I'm like, yo, you had to be the first person to go up there. You had to. That's how the town need to be represented. And I told him that, but I felt like telling him that publicly. Yeah, because that would have been corny if I would have just told him that and then not shared it and expressed my same, you know, give him the same feelings for that. So I just, put it out there publicly, like let the people know, like, yo, Smooth, I love that. I love that shit, man. That was incredible, man. And yo, shout out to Bass for that phenomenal performance, man, representing the town. I was so happy for him.
The energy in the room was amazing for that too.
I wasn't there, bro. I couldn't make it, but honestly, I was proud of him, and I was proud for the people that they were able to be represented that way, man. For real.
I think Bass is moving at a different level.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I have this thing where I've been saying, there's a Connecticut sound and then you have a Hartford sound.
Right. I was gonna say I was gonna bring this out. I was gonna call you up for this one right here too.
It's two different sounds to me. And I think Bass exemplifies the Hartford sound. Yeah. You exemplified the Connecticut sound.
Right. Yeah, Bass and Bass has the north end sound.
Yeah.
He got the that's that good old Barber Street, Stone Village.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's shit.
He got that. Like that it's very detailed. Like
you know what I'm saying? Hear in his voice that I went through some shit, but nah, my nigga, you ain't gonna put past me. You gonna look past me. You gonna hear my name.
And me, I feel like I have the cadence. You know what I'm saying? I still have that aggression, like, and I still rap, but like my style is, like you said, it's more for that other side. You know what I'm saying? The other side, the
bougie side.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
This is just a
echelon.
But when people think of Connecticut, we think of a bougie shit.
Right. And yo, people told me that, like me being out of town, like they saying me like, yo, you from Connecticut? Like, yeah. So like, oh man, well it's like up there. Now I gotta tell dudes like it's
not what you think.
It's not what you think. But you know what? You think like that, so I'm gonna just play on that. Whatever. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Right. I don't come from that, but I've been around that and I know how to move around that. So you know what? Yeah, let's run with that.
That's the same thing I always get. You go out of town, like you go to places and they be like, yo, you from Connecticut? What is it? It's like, it's rich up there, huh?
It's like, nah, nigga, I'm coming from
the struggle. You have no idea, bro.
Well, come on here acting like that, though. You know what I'm saying? Come here with that mindset.
This ain't Greenwich. Greenwich everywhere.
We a long way. It's a long way from Greenwich, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Do you see yourself getting into politics?
At this moment, no. At this current moment, no. I'm not I'm a baby when it comes to politics. Like, I have people around me who are into that, and they tell me about certain things. So not right now, but in the future, you never know, man. And that goes back to the bars that I said earlier. Like, I'm keeping myself open for that. Yeah, 'cause I might, this might change in about 5-10 years. Like,
Any questions you had? Or anything, last things you want to say?
Oh man, thank you for having me, man. Like, I'm just honored. And whoa, before we get there,
like I said,
yo, Siete Grandes is out now, man.
Please,
all streaming platforms, yo. This is my 7th project since 2017. You know, Siete Grandes means big seven. Seven represents God in the supreme mathematics, you know.
You know something? I am glad you said that, so I didn't have to ask the question.
Yeah.
T7A, T7A. That's one of them.
That's the God album.
Grandes.
Yep. Those guys.
7 is very symbolic as well.
Yes, sir.
Anything else you want to say? Any shit that you want to talk real quick?
Nah, man. I'm pretty much. yeah, man. Just check me out. Y'all got a lot of stuff going on, man. Got some, more music coming. Got some shows coming up out of state. And this is why I'm a little more, gracious towards Hartford for not letting me get over Sucking for the Nookie. Because when I go out of town, I'm like a brand new dude, and they embrace me like I'm
somebody else.
And when they go back to hear Sucking for the Nookie, they're like, yo, what you
this thing used to make that?
Yeah, what you want? We don't even like that. Nah, keep talking that talk right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that kind of balances that out.
But then when you come home, it's humbling.
And I'm glad that I don't have to make that kind of music
anymore.
I still have that right there. And it still got legs on it, and people could rock to it. And I don't have to feel like I gotta make music like that. I could just, because that's already done that.
So what does it mean to be a sucker for the Nookie?
Just putting a woman's womb over your priorities, man, and over yourself. We don't do that, man. We all love, the woman's birth canal, man. We love it. You know what I'm saying?
A vagina.
We love it, man.
Canal.
We love it. Yeah, we love it. But at the end of the day,
don't prioritize it.
Nah, it's not number one, man. Your number one priority should be yourself, and you keeping your mind right, and you getting your stuff together and your money. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's number one.
Man, thank you for coming through, man.
No doubt,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Can we invite you again?
Sure, man.
Because all the shit we have to talk about, bro. Yeah, it can't be one episode.
Yeah. I got it, man. I got a wealth of information. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, we have to have a different conversation.
And then there's so much stuff that I want to do.
Okay.
I want to I feel like there's so many of your bars that need explanation and just deeper conversations as well.
I got you.
So I'm saying, can we just have another episode?
Absolutely. Yeah,
I want people to have a good earful with this one, but I don't want them to be overwhelmed by all the stuff that we're saying.
Right.
So I'm saying, if I can split it back and have you come back, then we can just do it again.
Sure, let's chop it up, man.
Yeah, we're gonna chop it up, man. Yes, Thank you for coming through. Please go check out Siete Grandes.
Yes,
it's out on every platform that you can stream.
Let them know where they can follow you at.
Oh yeah, I'm on Instagram, heavy, smooth_Haynes. Twitter, smooth_Haynes. Facebook. Go check out my page, The Honorable Smooth Haynes. Subscribe to my YouTube channel too, The Honorable Smooth Haynes. Yeah, man. I'm on I'm everywhere, man. I'm on TikTok. Everywhere, man. Smooth Haynes, everything, man.
Too, Everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not dancing or nothing, but I'll post some freestyles on there, man. I ain't about to do nothing too crazy, bro. Yeah, come check me out on TikTok, man.
Man, run that up, because please keep checking my stories out, because y'all know I play this shit already, man.
Yes, sir.
Be great, be amazing, and please remember, grab everybody pussy with consent.
Yeah.
Have a good one.